had a less than traditional path to find himself in the place of a small business owner and leader. Starting his career in marketing at a law firm, he is now the owner of Hunter Valley Glass and Windscreens. The business strives to encourage creativity and innovation, often working in collaboration with clients to achieve solutions. Dave believes good leaders know when to lead from the front and when there is more value leading from behind. Welcome, Dave. Thanks for meeting with me.
Oh, thanks for having me.
I'd like to know a bit more about your career and how it took you to Hunter Valley Glass and Windscreens.
Oh, it was a logical progression from starting off in a legal firm. I had a traineeship offered when I left school, so I took up the traineeship and I was able to work in a growing firm. When I started there was 35 staff and went through a rapid growth rate up to 100 plus. So I got the opportunity to grow as the business grew, and I got an opportunity to see some good leadership skills across a lot of people involved in the business, and I got to be involved in the setting up of the systems and processes that went with growth, and we saw a lot of the hurdles that come with it and challenges, but also the fun and the excitement of going through a growth. So it came to a stage that we had an opportunity to buy our own business and do something that we could then take forward, and we purchased Hunter Valley Glass and Windscreens. So from there we've been able to get in there and also learn it from the bottom up. So I went and did my trade and now qualified in a glazier and now been able to grow the business through. So it was the marrying of the administration and management skills into the trade, and we're now surrounded with some exceptional tradesmen and who do a fantastic job, and we've got a really good culture which we're happy to take forward. But logical step to go from law into glass and windscreens.
So what do you believe makes business unique in the Hunter?
Oh, we're very lucky to be in the Hunter. There's a lot of diversity in what we do, from mining up the valley, the vineyards, through to the port, through to being now more of a recognised holiday destination. But I think what the parameters in business are fairly similar no matter what you're operating in. It's just what you do within the parameters that makes it unique, and you create your value within those parameters. So the Hunter, we've got a lot of people who are happy to work in together. They may be competitors, but they're happy to collaborate, the way that they go about doing business, but also the uniqueness of the relationships. A lot of people have very good relationships and open relationships in the Hunter, and probably something you don't experience in capital cities as much as you do in the Hunter. We're a big country town in essence in the way that we operate, and a lot of it's on trust, and I think that trust elevates us through and we're unique.
Dave, how do you think Hunter business can work to lead?
Well, if we focus on the strengths in the Hunter, our ability to work together, our ability to support, I think that if we have a look at the core things that the Hunter's really good at and focus on those, and then use them to leverage off, try not to be what we're not, and leverage off the things that we're strong at, and then create a bit of innovation around that, support the innovation, let people think outside the square and give them opportunities to get investment in. I think we've also we need to lead further outside of our region. We need to be recognised as leaders in things that we do. That means that we need to probably cut through a little bit of the noise that comes from capital cities and push forward the skill sets that we've got.
So what do you believe makes a good leader?
Oh, you wouldn't be able to narrow it down to just a few things. You know, honesty, integrity, being able to motivate people, set vision, be able to put energy into things that you need to do, but there's a whole multitude of things that go into it. But I think good leaders are able to be honest with themselves on how they put forward their leadership styles, have confidence in their own leadership style. They don't try to be who they're not. People can see straight through that, and you don't get the ownership in behind to be able to achieve your outcomes. So people have honesty in who they are and be able to lead forward. But I think some of the best leaders too are willing to lead from in front and behind. And in saying that, that means that they're able to come back into their team and empower their team through a process and encourage them to actually go out the front rather than having to feel it's about them leading out the front. So if it's a tender or something like that, they'd work through the process of preparing it and maybe get somebody who's capable to go out the front and deliver that pitch rather than having to be out there themselves. So the person who then does that gets value back, they're learning, and it gives the opportunity for the organisation to build capacity too.
So to finish, what local business person do you find inspiring?
Oh, there's many business people in the Hunter that I find inspiring, from people lead large organisations through to people who are business owners, and some of the attributes that they've got are spread across the whole spectrum, but I probably get the most excited about small to medium business owners. They have to wear an accounting hat one moment, a HR hat, a finance hat, a sales hat, and they've got to be able to get their energy back up to be able to continue forward, and they get knocked down a lot and they have to get back up again, and they're faced with all different questions coming from different angles, and they've got to find solutions, and finding those solutions and moving forward when you don't have specific, maybe in-depth training in an area, but having to deal with it and multi-skill, I think that's inspiring. But I'm involved in a number of different boards and steering committees, and I'm also involved in some volunteer organisations in the community, and I find some of the most inspiring people are people who are well-skilled, high-level managers, business owners who give up their time to be able to contribute back to the community and use the skill sets that they've learnt through their careers to be able to benefit the community. And the people who look at it on the basis of they're giving back and to the community that's given to them, I think is inspiring. It's better than being very insular. So I find people who do that inspiring.
Fantastic. Thanks so much for your time today.
No, thanks for having me.